Hey guys, welcome back to another episode with FreddyThaFish. This is Charting with FreddyThaFish, and today I'm going to teach you how to find breakouts by using a Fibonacci fan. So this is one that I've never touched bases on, and I've never seen anybody talk about it. I'm sure there's something out there, maybe, but I'm going to show you how you can find breakouts by using a Fibonacci fan. And a Fibonacci fan actually comes equipped with a lot of trading systems. So if you're using Thinkorswim, it's going to be down here in the drawings. You're going to notice that most of the things that I show you are just drawings. They're not technical indicators. They're just drawings that you have to learn how to lay them out correctly so that way they can benefit you and help you find what you're looking for. Technical indicators are already programmed to find certain things, certain characteristics, right? They're just doing math. They're calculating volume by price, and then they spit out, the indicator spits out some kind of measurement, some kind of number. When it comes to drawings, that's all you. That's you looking at a chart, studying it, and saying, where do I lay this drawing out? And that just comes with experience, that comes with time, and you just got to do it over and over and over until you get comfortable with it. So the fans on Thinkorswim are going to be right here. So this is Fibonacci fans right there. So we're going to be using AMD as our example. We could have literally used any one, but I picked the first one that was on the NASDAQ, and it's going to be AMD. So a few things, let's see. The first rule in order to find a breakout using a Fibonacci fan is that you have to have downward price action. So we need to have a bearish move. Now, what I'm about to teach you today, you can actually apply to swing trading and to day trading. If you've noticed, all these drawings that I show you how to use, which so far is just like the pitchfork, the Fibonacci, and then today's gonna be the fan. These can be used with multiple time frames. There is not just one single time frame where these can be used. That's the beauty of this. And the other beauty of this is that if I lay out a fan, let's say I lay out a fan right now from here to here, and let's say it was a good fan. I'm not saying this is a good one or not. I can actually zoom in later on. Instead of doing a 3-year chart by a daily, I can just go to a 5-minute chart, and believe it or not, these lines will still touch and bounce, get rejected off those lines on a 5-minute, on a 30-minute, on a 50-minute, whatever it is that you trade. So very neat tool to use. So let's get to it. So the first rule is we need to have a downtrending price action. So for example, AMD, this is going back to 2018, right? We want to get long, but we don't want to be in this markdown process. We don't want to be stuck here, get stuck through a gap down. So we want to catch the breakout, at least for what I'm about to teach you right now. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to lay down a fan with too high of a pitch. So for example, if I wanted to lay it down from here, from the high down to this low, okay, that's a little too high on the pitch. And what happens is I'm going to miss all this price action right here because the breakout's going to happen once we break out through here. So therefore, this is not the correct place to lay down the Fibonacci fan. More conservative and a better place to lay down would be right here. So we're still above the current price because we want this fan to be projecting down. We want it to be shooting down, okay? So we're going to go from here. So that's our high. And then our low, we're going to use this wick right there, okay? So the rule goes that a breakout will occur once the price is able to break through the very last fan. So if you think of the Fibonacci sequence, this is exactly what the sequence is right here. So for example, this right here is going to be your 23.6. So if you look at it right there, 23.6, then the next leg on the fan is going to be the 38.2, followed by the 50, followed by the 61.8, and followed by the last one, 78.6. So in order for a stock to have a breakout, it's going to finish retracing throughout the entirety of the fan, and it will break out and close above the last leg to have that final push, and then we get to see new prices. So this is a good way for you to be able to ignore all the chop that happens through here, and you're going to see what happens. So let's say this was the current time, we laid it out, and now we're just going to wait. Okay, so we're fast forwarding. So you see how that became resistance of 50%. So now this should be support. There's support. So now it's going to retest resistance, and it's already hit it 2 times. So this is the 3rd time. It might break it on this one. There's a break. Okay, so now it became resistance 1 more time. And let's see if the 38 holds. It held back to the 50, and it's trading in between the 38 and the 50. Now it's closing above the 50, but we don't care about any of this. We're waiting for it to break above this line right here. Okay, so we're just waiting. Now we're getting closer. So at this time, you would want to have some kind of alert system. This is around 2509, so maybe put an alert right here, 2485-ish, 2475, so that way you don't come too late to the party. That way your alert goes off and you know that AMD is getting ready to break out over the last fan, and therefore you can get ready to trade it. So rejection, more rejection. Let's see if we're holding above so we're right underneath the 61%, holding above the 50. There we go. Okay, now we're pushing. So now the 61 should be support, and now we should try to push above the 78%. See if it happens. Okay, so see how close that was right there? See, that was a fake out right there. So without these lines right here, someone could have gotten into that trade right there and gotten quickly faked out, and then they're going to put their stop loss right underneath these lows right here, and they might get taken out. Let's see. Nope. So a gap up. So you see how that's a strong close right over the last leg finally. So you can either start taking an order here, or you can wait for the retest over the 78%, and then we can see the breakout. So that one, there's really no way to know if it's going to give you a chance to do a retest, because sometimes it just breaks out, nice strong close over the last leg of the fan, and then it just takes off. And then sometimes it'll close above, come back down, retest, bounce, and then take off. So that one is entirely up to you. You can start off with like a half order here or a third, just in case it does get back down. That way you can average in with a nice average. So in this case, it's closing higher. There we go. You have looks like that was maybe an inside candle. Little retracement going on. So that's probably going to be the retracement right there. It's giving you a chance. And if we were to measure this out right here, so now I'm going to bring out some Fibonacci, right? So this is a move itself right here, right? This is a move itself right here. So we can go from here to here, and this is going to retrace into that right there. So see, this is the 23, 38, 50. So it looks like it's retracing right into the 50. Okay. And this is going to completely rip once it breaks out of this Fibonacci retracement. So if you notice, the overall theme of the Fibonacci sequence is stocks will break out once they exit the entire retracement sequence. Hint, hint. Okay, so it's still in there. Look how close that is. See that? So this is not even exact right here. So if I make this exact, so the high on this one is going to be 25.14. Let's go ahead and see what happens. And the low is 19.11. So the low is actually 19.05. So let's make this exact. So there we go. This is the exact Fibonacci retracement of this move that it put in when it jumped out of the last leg. Look at that. Look where it's at right there. It's exactly right underneath the 23%. So this is giving you that last chance. It already told you it broke over the last leg of the fan. It retraced only into the 50, which the 50 is holding over the last leg, so it makes sense. It could have even retraced into the 61 and it would have still been a valid bounce. And now it's getting ready to exit and it's giving you that one last day before it's saying, hey, I'm about to exit this, and then just take off. See what happens. There we go. There's the close above the sequence. So now, per my technical analysis over the years of stocks, this should now take off. And there it is. So a little retracement back into it, a little more selling going on, another bounce, and finally there's a move. There it is. So there was that. So now this move is complete. We got the bounce over the leg and we got the move. So now we repeat all over again. Let's see if we can do it again. So let's say we missed that entire move, or let's say we just weren't aware of AMD. So now we want to wait for a similar setup to happen again. We want to wait for the stock to begin to downtrend. You cannot execute this type of trade while the stock is moving up. It just doesn't make sense. You have to wait for it to almost do like a falling wedge formation, but it just has to be falling. So let's keep moving. See, price is just kind of going in a channel. This is just going straight across. So that is invalid, but you see now how we're putting in lower lows. So now we can actually shoot this out again. So we have our high right here. So we can do that, and then let's see. We can maybe use this low right here. So we can try this low and we can see if that's correct. So we have these two bars validate that top line. See that? Resistance. These right here validate the 61% as support, along with this one actually. This once again validates the 78% line as resistance. And this once again validates that line. These were sitting right on that line. So this fan is a correct fan. So that's good. So we have a correct fan, so we can just let this go. And we can wait once again. We're going to repeat the exact same thing all over again. We're going to wait for price to break and close above that last leg. Anything in here we're going to avoid. This is all chop. So let's roll the tape. Okay, so we have a small close above this right here. That's going to be completely up to you if you're going to trust that type of close right there. You know, this is one of the things that just comes with experience. Technically, it closed above it, but you never know what can happen. See, and that's what happens right there. That wasn't such a bold statement. You know, like let's say this whole thing was green and it closed up here, kind of like our last scenario. That's making a statement. But this, the bulls were barely able to close right here, so they got shut down by the bears again and got sent right back down to where they've been trading here. Okay, so this looks a little different. See that? I think they call this three white soldiers right here. 1, 2, 3. And they closed above the last leg. So this might be the breakout right here. Okay. So now the bears push down, but look where the bulls are holding it. They're holding it right over. So this could be the retest. And they're pushing it right back in. Bulls back out. And man, this is a fierce battle. And there is the statement. See that? Huge, huge statement. See this kind of close that we talked about right here? It's teeny little close over the last leg compared to this ginormous bar sitting right over that. So now we can work ourselves into a trade. So now it's going to maybe give us a retracement, a little opportunity. So we could even set up a Fibonacci from, you can do it from here to here. And it's going to retrace into this zone right here. Or you could have even done it from this low right here. There's different ways you could have filled in order, and it shows you what lines you want to get filled at. So let's leave it right there. Let's see where it retraces down to. Look at, so it's giving you a chance to get into the 61%. So many lines, I forget my measurements sometimes. Okay, they're trying to break it out. And what I tell you, once it retraces, once the price gets out of the retracement, so in this case, it's out, that's when it's going to launch. There you go. And booyah. There it is again. Boom, we're out. Look at that beautiful launch right there. And just so you guys know, there's a reason why it stops right here. There's a reason. It doesn't just randomly, these moves, once they break out of this last leg and they launch up, there's a reason why they stop right there. That'll be for another video right there. I can't give it to you guys all at once. So boom, we got the breakout right there. So what do? we redo it all over again if we wanted to trade this again the exact same way. So we wait for price to be in a falling wedge formation. So there we go. Price is once again trending down. So we can get our fan out again. We have our high and we have the low. So technically out of this low, if we were to use this, everything already broke out. But I just don't like that this is pointing so steep. I don't like that because it tends to give me inaccuracies. So what I would do is I actually use I use this low right here. See this one right here? So therefore my target is it has to break above this one right here. And how I'm validating that this fan is correct is by these 3 candles that I just put in. See how they literally are sitting on this last line. So I know this is support right here. And then technically I can use this as resistance. So I'm going to say this is a good fan again. So once it breaks here, we're going to repeat the same thing all over again. There's a little baby close above it. I'm not going to trust that one. There we go. There's the impact. There's the statement. You know, bull speaking loudly. So there's our breakout right there. Boom. And there's the launch. Let's see how far we get the launch. So this one didn't give us a huge launch. This one just gave us this little push right here. And then after that, if we held on for too long, it literally retraced all the way back into here. So once again, releasing shares, you know, and sending them back into the supply, that all comes with experience. You don't want to tell yourself like, oh, cool, because it broke out through here, it's going to go automatically through here. No, you want to start taking some profit because this can always happen right here. So and look how far down it went. So let's erase that again and let's do it all over again. Like once again, we have the same type of price action. We have falling wedge formation, right? Price going down. So I'm gonna go off of this high right here, and you could go off this high too right here. And if you want, you could probably even use this high, but this one will probably make it a little too steep. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one right here. And then if I go right here, so I can start right here, right? And technically this is valid, and technically it's already breaking out, but I just don't really like that one. So let's see, does this one sound better? There we go. I like this one better. I like this one better because it has this line right here where this price, right, which is the all-time highs, it tried to break out from, and it couldn't. So I really wanted to break through their close just like this right here, even though this was a fake out. And I'm validating these lines because right here, the bounce, resistance, all this is resistance. So these lines are pretty valid. Look at that. Perfect touches, perfect touch, perfect touches. So we're going to wait for this to break out through here. Do the same thing all over again. And let's see what happens. Okay, we're almost there. Look at that. Jump from right here. You got to remember, guys, once it breaks through one of these lines, this line becomes support, and it will almost automatically jump to the next line. So that in itself could be a little trade plan for you. Okay, there we go. Nice little strong close over here. So put an arrow, we take the trade right there, and then let's see what happens. Okay, a little retest of that right there. Bounce, and there's the launch. Wow. Oh man, this was a beautiful launch. Look at that. This would have been a beautiful trade. Wow, look at that. I had not seen this yet. I just picked a random chart and just going off my experience is kind of, you know, showing you guys what I know. So it's not like I already knew this move was going to happen right here. But look at that. Isn't that beauty right there? All from taking the trade right here where I've been telling you guys that once it breaks out to the last fan line, it'll give you sometimes it'll give you a retest. Look at that. Perfect retest and launch. See? Look at that. Man, this thing just kept going and going. Wow. So that is that, guys. That is how you can detect breakouts by using a Fibonacci fan. Now, on some of my charts that you guys see, you guys will see that right there, and you'll see all kinds of other lines. So essentially the way I'm making these videos is I'm showing you guys bits and pieces to the puzzle, because in my charts you'll see the fan, you'll see a pitchfork, you'll see double sets of retracements, and I get even that much stronger fans. So soak it in. So like right now, this is current right now. This is current for AMD right now, okay? So currently right now, we have a high we can use. Oh, we don't want no arrows. So let's go over here. So here's that. So we can use this low right here. And this is already broken out. So we got the breakout, retest, launch. Okay. So therefore, that's already invalid because it already broke out. But assuming it's in a breakout again, we can move this up. So we can try this low right here. And that already broke out too. So next we'll use this low right here. There we go. So now we can trade off of this if we wanted to. We can wait for it to jump back out through here, close above here, take the trade, and out we go again. So anyways, go ahead and practice, guys. Leave some comments and let me know what you guys liked, what you guys didn't like, and what you guys want to see next time. Catch you guys on the next one.